My name is Hannah. This fall, me and my teammates, Katie, Alex, Ariana, and I are biking coast to coast across the United States to educate and raise awareness on the importance of American public lands and the threats that they face. Public lands in the United States includes more than just national parks and national monuments. They include national forests and shorelines and wildlife refuges, wilderness areas, and recreation and conservation areas. What threats are facing these public lands, you might ask? Currently, the biggest threat facing them is the potential transfer of federally owned public lands to the control of the states. And unfortunately, states don't always have the same amount of money and resources that the federal government does to manage these lands, or at least not at the same level as the federal government. But states know that they can sell or lease these lands for a hefty sum, especially to gas and mining and drilling companies. And when this happens, American citizens lose out. Last fall, Utah sold 3,700 acres of public land, some of which was adjacent to Zion National Park, and made $5.52 million. Most of the land was sold to a company called Lyman Family Farm. This company has bought over half of Utah's tracts that have been for sale in the last 3 years, which is a little strange considering most of the land has been identified as having little to no potential for agriculture. The point is, states know that there are plenty of companies eager to buy these lands, and when they do, American people lose out, as well as the many people who come from around the world to visit America's natural lands. Recreationalists lose their rights to fish and hunt, climb, camp, and hike, and enjoy these lands. Ecologists and geologists lose access to study and learn from these natural landscapes. Native tribes can no longer enjoy what has been theirs and their ancestors for thousands of years, land that has long been stolen and continues to be stolen from them today. The only ones who win in these land transfers are companies, who care foremost about making a profit, which often comes at the expense of the environment. There are ways we can help protect these public lands. There's a bill in Congress right now called America's Red Rock Wilderness Act. The bill was introduced in 1989 and seeks to serve the public interest by permanently protecting more than 9 million acres of wilderness land in Utah. Over the years, bits and pieces of these 9 million acres have been successfully designated as protected wilderness lands, but many acres still remain unprotected. You've probably heard of Bears Ears, a 1.3 million acre piece of land that former President Barack Obama had converted to a national monument at the end of last year. Before becoming a national monument, this land's priceless petroglyphs, pictographs, and other resources were often lost to vandalism, looting, and reckless recreation. Now that Bears Ears is a national monument, it will be better maintained and protected while still being a place for many people to enjoy. The land's status as a national monument has been controversial, however, since the land can no longer be used for oil and gas drilling, expansion, and cattle grazing, something that many people were looking forward to for many years. It seems now more than ever that people are divided on the idea of how this land should be used, with local recreationalists and Native Americans on one side, and energy companies and agribusiness supporters on the other. The Southern Utah Wilderness Alliance has a page on their website where you can find a list of all the legislators that have voiced their support for the American Red Rock Wilderness Act. Whether your legislator is on this list or not, click here to send a personalized or pre-written message to your legislator about the importance of this bill and protecting public lands. This fall on our bike trip, we'll be spending time in as many public lands along our route as we can. We'll be talking to individuals, organizations, and legislators about their work and experience and stories involving public lands. We will be sharing these conversations in weekly blog posts and videos, much like this one, to help share the many ways that we can each do our part to protect public lands. You can visit our website, womenonwheelsforwildlands.com, to learn more about our team and route and our mission to speak loudly for these quiet places.